In the ever-evolving world of hip-hop, a genre built on authenticity, street credibility, and rebellion, a new wave of female rappers has emerged, bringing with them not just catchy lyrics and internet virality, but also important conversations about gender, race, and beauty. One name that has become impossible to ignore is Ice Spice. With her signature curly orange afro, Bronx-born swag, and viral hits like Munch and Deli, she's been called everything from a marketing genius to an industry plant. But beyond the surface level debates about talent and lyrical depth lies a deeper, more divisive issue: colorism, and how it influences visibility, success, and desirability in the music industry. Is Ice Spice simply a product of smart branding and TikTok algorithms? Or is her rise emblematic of the ways the entertainment industry continues to elevate light-skinned Black and biracial women, often at the expense of their darker-skinned peers? This video essay is not an attack on Ice Spice. In fact, she herself is rarely the problem. Rather, she's become the symbol through which we explore a larger systemic issue: how colorism and pretty privilege shape success in the female rap game. From rap history to Twitter discourse, from Billboard charts to Instagram aesthetics, I'm going to be diving deep into the political, cultural, and aesthetic dynamics that have propelled Ice Spice to superstardom, and why that trajectory has sparked so much conversation, controversy, and criticism. So let's unpack the Ice Spice phenomenon, and in doing so, ask ourselves, who gets to rise in rap, and why? To understand the debate surrounding Ice Spice, we need to begin with a clear understanding of what colorism is, and how it plays out in the entertainment world. Colorism refers to the preferential treatment of lighter-skinned individuals within a racial or ethnic group. Coined by author Alice Walker in 1982, the term names a form of discrimination that is often overlooked in mainstream conversations about racism. Where racism is about race, colorism is about shade. In the entertainment industry, and especially in hip-hop, colorism manifests in who gets signed, who gets promoted, who gets mainstream media coverage, and who gets deemed marketable. It's about who the industry considers more palatable, relatable, and profitable to mass audiences, especially white ones. Historically, the most commercially successful Black female artists often fall on the lighter end of the spectrum. Think Beyoncé, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, Doja Cat, Cardi B. While all of these women are undeniably talented, their skin tone and adherence to Eurocentric beauty standards have often played a role in how the public and the industry perceive them. Meanwhile, darker-skinned artists like Rhapsody, Tierra Whack, and even Megan Thee Stallion, who is still relatively light compared to many others, often face more scrutiny, receive less mainstream media attention, and are pressured to prove their talent in ways their lighter-skinned peers are not. This dynamic is not just anecdotal, but it's also backed by data. Studies show that lighter-skinned Black women in media are more likely to be cast in lead roles, appear on magazine covers, and receive brand deals. The music industry mirrors this imbalance. Now enter Ice Spice, a biracial, light-skinned woman with curves, whose rise has been meteoric. Some argue that her success is yet another example of how the industry favors lighter women. Others say she's just riding a viral wave and deserves her flowers. But either way, we can't ignore the racialized patterns at play. Born Isis Gaston in the Bronx to a Dominican mother and a Black father, Ice Spice first entered the spotlight in 2022 with her breakout single Munch, a track that went viral thanks to TikTok and the co-sign of superstar Drake. Her delivery: nonchalant, almost lazy. Her lyrics: sparse, often repetitive. Yet the impact was undeniable. Suddenly she was everywhere, on the XXL freshman class, on stage with Nicki Minaj, and even on SNL. Critics accused her of lacking lyrical depth. Memes were made, Twitter threads dissected her every move, but underneath all the noise was a consistent thread. Ice Spice was going viral because she was light-skinned and attractive. This isn't to say that Ice Spice has no talent. Her unique cadence, laid-back delivery, and ability to make catchy, meme-ready songs is a skill in itself. But would she have been given the same platform, so quickly especially, if she were darker skinned? Let's contrast Ice Spice's trajectory with someone like Flo Milli, a darker skinned rapper with exceptional breath control, clever punchlines, and impressive visuals. Despite being critically acclaimed, Flo Milli hasn't reached the same level of mainstream attention. Or take Doechii, for example, a genre-blending rapper and singer with undeniable stage presence who still hasn't achieved Ice Spice's level of virality until as of late, even though she arguably checks more boxes for industry-ready artist. The optics matter. Ice Spice is often described as cute, adorable, and a baddie. She fits within the Instagram-ready, TikTok Gen Z aesthetic that dominates the industry now. Her appeal is part musical and part visual, and her light skin and racially ambiguous features play into what is historically deemed attractive in mainstream culture. This is the crux of the debate. Not whether Ice Spice is bad at what she does, but whether the speed and scale of her success is partly a result of an industry still operating on colorist preferences. Closely tied to colorism is the idea of pretty privilege, the social advantages that come from being considered conventionally attractive. In Ice Spice's case, her baby face, slim waist, full hips, and light skin give her access to a specific kind of privilege in both digital and real-life spaces. TikTok stans repost her selfies, fashion brands collaborate with her, media outlets portray her as an it girl. But pretty privilege is not just about beauty, it's about meeting a very narrow standard of beauty, one that is often Eurocentric, or at least racially ambiguous. Light skin, soft features, curly but not kinky hair. This same standard is used to critique darker skinned artists who don't conform. When Megan Thee Stallion first rose to fame, she was constantly called manly or aggressive, despite being conventionally beautiful. The difference? She was tall, dark-skinned, and assertive, traits that society often punishes in Black women. Ice Spice, by contrast, is consistently infantilized. She's called cute, even when she's rapping about sex or violence. This dissonance between her appearance and her lyrics makes her even more palatable to a wider audience. And then, of course, there's the social media factor. On platforms like TikTok and Instagram, virality often correlates with beauty. The algorithm rewards faces that fit mainstream beauty ideals, and Ice Spice fits the bill. Is it any wonder she blew up so quickly? The accusations of Ice Spice being an industry plant did not come out of nowhere. Many people looked at her sudden rise and assumed she must have had help from behind the scenes. But the term industry plant is often misused and almost always racialized. White or racially ambiguous artists who rise quickly are often accused of being plants, while darker-skinned artists are presumed to have earned their success. There's also a misogynistic angle to it as well. Black women in rap are constantly scrutinized for authenticity in ways men are not. When male rappers blow up quickly, think Lil Nas X or Jack Harlow, they're seen as internet savvy or blessed by the algorithm. When women do it, they're accused of sleeping their way to the top or being manufactured. The industry plant label is especially harmful when applied to women of color. It delegitimizes their success and suggests they don't belong in spaces that they have earned. And in Ice Spice's case, the plant theory conveniently aligns with the idea that she must have had help, because how else could someone like her rise so fast? The answer? Well, it's a combination of factors. Good branding, TikTok virality, a Drake cosign, and yes, her appearance. The issue is not that Ice Spice is an industry plant. It's that the industry itself is fertile soil for only certain kinds of artists, only those who are light-skinned, pretty, and palatable. Ice Spice is part of a new wave of rappers often referred to as baddie rap or femcs, whose aesthetic and lyrical content revolve around confidence, sexual empowerment, fashion, and social media savvy. Nicki Minaj, the queen of modern female rap, has not only co-signed Ice Spice but also collaborated with her, further cementing her place in rap royalty. But even within this baddie rap ecosystem, colorism persists. Think of light-skinned rappers like Lotto, Saweetie, and Coi Leray, who often receive more brand partnerships and radio play than their darker-skinned counterparts. And this isn't to say that they don't work hard, but again, it's about who the industry elevates more easily. Nicki herself has even spoken about the hurdles she faced as a darker skinned woman early in her career, and how she used wigs, makeup, and body modifications to appeal to mainstream standards, even though Nicki herself is on the lighter side. Ice Spice, by contrast, doesn't need to modify herself. Her natural look, light skin, curly hair, is already aligned with what the industry finds attractive. So, what does this mean for the future of female rap? Will darker skinned women continue to be overlooked? Or can we build a more inclusive standard of beauty and talent? Conversations about colorism are often met with defensiveness. Fans feel the need to defend their faves, critics are accused of being jealous or bitter, and artists like Ice Spice are caught in the crossfire. But naming systemic issues is not about hating individuals. It's far from that. It's about holding up a mirror to the structures that shape our world. Ice Spice did not create colorism. She didn't ask to be fetishized or favored, but she does exist within a system that continues to reward certain features and phenotypes while marginalizing others. Her success is real. Her influence is undeniable. But if we want to build a more equitable industry, we have to ask hard questions, like, why do we so easily fall in love with women who look like Ice Spice and overlook those who look like Megan? We need to unpack not just the music, but the media machine behind it. The labels, the marketing strategies, the algorithms, and the audience biases that shape who gets seen and heard. Because at the end of the day, visibility is power, and until we broaden our definitions of beauty, talent, and worth, we'll keep reproducing the same hierarchies again and again. Ice Spice, she may be the moment, but the moment we're in, it says more about us than it does about her.